Hello there, this is Barb Pask. I am working on a little dog. Looks like a toy, doesn't it? I'll show you the picture of it. It's the cutest little thing. And this is a gift for someone. I'm streaming it because I'm almost positive they won't see it. I don't think they watch me. So it's for a very nice family that I've actually gotten to know online. And excuse me, I gotta grab some paper towels here. And he showed the little dog, and I did a screenshot of it. So if this turns out, my plan is to send this to him for Christmas. All right, so I thought I'd let you watch. I've sketched him on with pencil. Start with my darkest darks. And I think of pet portraits, painting pets, like a puzzle. I mean, some animals are very multicolored, and it really helps, for me, it helps me paint them. And you just, put in the blocks of color and keep pecking away at it till you get what you want, hopefully. This dog has some ears, I'll tell you. It's just adorable. I figure when I send it to them, I'll give them the link for this video, and they can come watch me paint it then that way too. This is a 6x6, which is actually the size that I tend to do most often with pet portraits. This and 8x10s. Just taking ultramarine blue and transparent red oxide, which makes a nice dark, and that's where I'm just blocking in my darks where I see them. This is probably going to be 2 parts because I don't have a lot of time today, so we'll at least get him started, and I don't know how long I'll work, maybe 45 minutes or so. Right, is that our, let me think about it, that's all and he's sitting here on the step, so we'll probably suggest the step behind him. There's a wall over here, different color than this one. It's actually a second step that I can see part of. Here's the top of this step. And then I don't know, the step must angle off another direction. It kind of looks like it goes off that way. So, show you what I've done. Just blocked in all the darks where I see them. Takes a while for it looks like much. All right, we'll kind of go from there, and we'll kind of work more toward the mid-tone values, which he's a lot of mid-tone. I mixed transparent red oxide and white. And now I'm looking at that, trying to decide where to go from there. Maybe a little blue will even cool him off a little bit. Some of these tones are pretty rich, like up here on his ear. He's very hairy, so we'll have to try to, without, painting in every hair, we'll have to try to suggest that. And this is pretty much how I work with an animal. People are probably shocked that they turn out at all. But I'm pretty good at getting a likeness. Usually. We'll see how this one goes. Sometimes they fight me though, I wish I could see more detail in the eyes, but that makes it more fun to paint. But I try to work dark to light, thin to thick, and large to small. So, the smallest detail will come in at the end. Got some really cute ears, I'll tell you. They say he's like a toy. I think it's a he. Usually I know their names, but I don't know this one. We're just going to keep going on with these mid-tone values and you can see the bottom of his little feet. This little part actually flops over. Okay, just looking around. Some kind of bird carrying on outside. Can you hear that? Not sure what that is. I'm going to go into some of the lighter areas. It's not light enough. It's okay, we'll use some of that. Actually, I put it back in here because it's cooler. That bird is not happy. He's almost white here above his nose. Such a cute dog. Got little hair sticking up there. Don't know how exciting this is for you to watch, but this is what I do. I'm going to encourage you to like and subscribe if you would. I just really appreciate your feedback. Let me know you like what I'm doing. I'm getting quite a few views, but I don't have many subscribers yet. In some of the areas I'm not getting light enough, but I will in the end, so. And even though I don't put black on my palette, sometimes I do for my animals, for the eye. And even if I do use it, generally I will mix it with something. Show you where I'm at here. Long way to go. See if I can zoom you in closer without hopefully not cutting you off. That's a nice thing about oils is you can move them around and they don't set up like acrylics and come in and suggest this hair. That's one advantage to working wet into wet, if you can work quickly. I took a little Indian yellow and white. Try and get some of these tones up in here. And it's a little tiny dog, so I've got my liner brush out. We'll probably be using that. And this will probably be one that we're going to want to see some texture in. His feet are just hair everywhere. If you went to a kennel and saw this dog, I don't know how you couldn't, how you could resist not taking it home. I think I need his back end out a little bit further. Show you the dog again. Of course, you're a little close now. I'm looking at the outside negative shape to see how all that looks. Just finished 4 commissions, so I'm caught up right now. So but unless I get this finished real quick, I'll have to put it aside if I have something else come in. Of course, we might finish him tonight. The nose is just the perfect little nose. A little dark here. That's a little high. Usually I go ahead and get the canvas covered with other things, but this is what's important. And if I don't get him right, there's just no point in going on. Trying to get these darks underneath so when I come in with the lighter hairs on top. Hopefully that'll work and they'll stand out. I think we're going to try get out my liner brush and get out some lighter color and do some things. Like I said, this by his nose here is very light, probably the lightest part. And this hair goes over in front of his eyes. I got a lot of paint on this brush. Let's see how that goes. I think it's a little too yellow. So let's warm it up a little bit. But it's pretty light, so alright, let's try this again. Ooh, that's some heavy stuff coming off there, a little bit too much. Got hair going every which way. Sticking up off his toes. I wonder if you have to brush him all the time. I wonder if he's kind of mats up or not. Tell me if you know what kind of dog this is. I don't even know. Don't know if it's a full bred or... I'd say it's a cutie, whatever it is. He's even got some hairs coming up and off, but I'll probably have to put those back in when we get the background in. Same with a lot of these that are coming off the edge. I have to get the background in and then put them back in. What I love is when you introduce a little catch light into the eyes. I'm trying to see if I even can see that. I don't know that you even can, but we're going to put a little bit in there. I really love it when I have a really clear image and I can zoom right in on the eyes and get that detail. See, here he is. And there may be a little catch light right there, but the hair is over in front of the eyes and can't really see any detail on the nose either. So the little hairs are over in front of his eyes. And I don't think he's got a collar on, which is kind of fun, but I don't see one. I think what we'll do is get the background in. And then we may have to introduce some of these darks again too. The nose is as perfect round little ball. Almost looks like he's smiling. We've been at this, oh, not long, about 30 minutes. So let's mix up kind of a gray. Almost looks like the carpet is a different color here than it is here. A little more blue, and we're going to make it a little lighter. These panels are really nice because you can put it on an easel, you can frame it. They've even got a keyhole in the back. You can hang it directly on the wall. I'll try to remember to put what it is in the description. So I say we'll pull some of these hairs back over this background once we get it in. Goes over to there maybe. I like the angles that I'm seeing. This goes this way, this baseboard comes this way. Like I said, and he's kind of between two different walls here. Now, I don't know that we need that little step there. I think we may leave that out. So into this gray mixture, I'm going to put a little yellow, and I'm going to lighten it more, because this step is more of a yellow color. Typically I don't paint the background, I just do a mottled background. Depends on what's back there. I just finished one where there are Ohio State fans, and I had to put suggest the blanket under the dog. Blanket probably got to be as much work as the dog. Looking at the shape of his back end here. And this is obviously the edge of a step right in through here. looking for a shadow. I really know that I see a shadow. There's kind of a warmer colored piece of molding, actually, like a baseboard that runs across there, which it may be distracting because it's very close in color to the dog. We'll have to decide if we want it there or not. May end up taking it out. They'll know what it is, but do we want it? I don't know. Okay. I'm looking at the top of this. There's actually like a corner here, and this color is definitely more yellow, and this is more white. But we might make it all the same because, you know, I don't want too much going on in the background. Matter of fact, I don't like this line. We'll bring that down. I say we may go about an hour and then quit, and I'll come back and reevaluate him and finish him up. But we've been at it 40 minutes, and that's pretty good. It's a matter whether you get lucky and you get things correct the first time around. I've had some that really gave me fits, and I end up a lot of times wiping eyes off, and because if you can see those eyes, they have to be right. So we're going to keep the background lighter, much lighter. I still think that's too dark. Let's lighten that up. Getting some of this on here, and we'll push it around with a brush. I watch a very nice gentleman paint online. He paints live quite often, Dan Nelson. He paints on the street, he paints wedding receptions. You just never know when he'll pop on, but he's fun to watch, and he's a good teacher, really nice guy, and he watched a few of my videos, which I really appreciate. He took the time to do that. He said to me he thought I should consider being on camera, though. I don't know how I feel about that. How do you all feel about that? I used to do Ustream, I think it was, years ago, and I would come on live and chat with people while I painted. It was mostly, people I knew, and anybody that came back and watched the recordings, though, I'm sure it sounded crazy because I was reading the chat and you're laughing at their comments, and I don't know, I kind of like doing it this way. I can focus on what I'm doing, and I still talk to you like you're here, and I don't know, I like doing it this way. And if it's a total flop, of course you're never going to see it. I'm not going to post it. All right. Wiping off my brush here. Looking at things. Got a pretty big brush, but I may try to, with this brush, even, introduce some hair. Let's see how that goes. See, this has all gotten too light, and I've lost some of the detail. That's the disadvantage to oil, I guess, is you can easily blend out everything. And there are people, you may know some of them, that paint every hair, and I'm not one of those. So that's why you choose somebody whose style you like to do your home or your pet, or because we all have our particular style and way of doing things. Put some of the hairs back in on top of his head here. They're actually a little bit darker. But they're cute. Very light off to the edge here. Let's see what we can get here. You want to see him again? Let's take you down. Let you look at him again. I realize you're a little close. I think what we'll do is we're going to turn this off for now. I'm going to take a break, have dinner before too long, come back and, you know, with fresh eyes, look at him and see where I need to adjust him. I'll stand up and get you out in front. Don't judge him too harshly yet because I'm not finished. And I may find when I come back and take a good look at him that I need to adjust a lot more. We'll see. There's him. There's my painting. I do see some things already now that I'm standing up and getting away from it. But I think it's a good start. And so look for recording 2 and see how he finishes up. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back.